I'll leave.
Okay. Hey, gang. So, I wanted to talk about something today. But first, you always have to stay hydrated. Guys, I'm falling out of love with my job because my job is not my field at all. And it started off as me being like a year ago sitting in class, fourth year university, realizing that I need to get my stuff together if I wanted to stay in Toronto, because I'm not from Toronto. I'm from a small little city where there's nothing going on in that town and there's no job opportunities, especially in the arts, okay? So moving back home was absolutely not an option, okay? Don't mind, there's a bird downstairs. But I knew that meant I had to stay in Toronto, and I had to be quick with it because it was like I was moving out of the dorms in April. I need to sign a place by April. I need to start touring places in February. I sign a lease by March, and I need to make sure I had an income. And so I was looking at any job in the Jewish community because I knew it would probably be easier to get because I have worked in the Jewish community. I wasn't thinking like, let me get a job more in my field. Let me look at things that like, whatever. I was like just thinking about like, let me get it over with, right? And so I did. And I've been working at a job in the Jewish community. It's an amazing job. It's like incredible. It's like the best first like year out of graduation job anyone could ever ask for because it's paying my bills. It gives me benefits. I get to even eat dinner at my job because they provide dinner. Like, it's incredible. Hold on, my coworker's texting me. Okay. Yeah, it's an amazing job, but after I came back from vacation, after I came back from Israel and Poland, I was like, whoa, I'm living someone else's life. Like, this job is not me at all because it's not my field. My job is the type of job where you're in like the social work field, you're in psychology, you're in early learning childhood, you're in teaching, you're in like a really nurturing, giving like kind of environment, and I'm not really that. Like, I'm an artist. I like to create. I like to be creative. I like to work on projects. I like to sing. I like to dance. I like to act. It's like it's really not my field to be managing a team and kind of being in this kind of environment where it's not really my job. And again, it's an amazing job, but I'm struggling because I feel like it has nothing to do with me and it's not my field, and I'm falling out of love with my job because I had gone months of like being like, wow, this is an amazing job and I'm so glad that I get to have an apartment and all that, but it's like then you realize like, why am I even in this apartment? Why am I even in this city to begin with if I'm not doing what I want to be doing, if I'm not doing the actual thing that I want for my career? It's like it hit me and I'm like thinking about it, and I don't know. And I also just don't want to get stuck. Every year I'm like, this is the year that I'm going to have a big break. This is the year where my life changes. But really, I wasn't doing anything to make that happen other than auditioning. But other than that, I wasn't doing anything. Why? Because I'm spending my time in places where they don't actually have anything to do with my career. You know what I'm saying? At least in other jobs, like let's say you're a waitress, like yeah, that takes your time, but you clock in and you clock out. You're not doing like waitressing stuff at home, You're doing all the other things, and you can always just switch a shift if you have something. This is like full time all the time, It's like it's a career, but it's not my career. It's someone else's career, So I've been kind of struggling with that recently, and I'm really, really trying to like pivot and like focus on what steps do I actually take to, get my career, and if not, make sure I'm not being unproductive and doing other things that don't benefit me. Because really, like, yes, I have a job and it allows me to pay the bills, but half of those bills are like rent, when it's like, do I even need to be in the city? Why don't I just move home, take a step back, and like figure things out, or go live with my grandparents for a hot sec and go figure things out? It's like I was just going and going and going without realizing like, whoa, what does this actually have to do with my career, and what am I actually doing here? And the other thing is, like, I just wish my YouTube and TikTok could just take off right now, so that way I can just like start making money online so I can go back home or like go live with my grandparents and not like have no money coming in, because now that I have a car, I do have, even if I don't have rent, which I do, but even if I didn't, I do have a car to pay for now. So yes, there are responsibilities. Yes, there are things I need to take care of. Yes, I'm grateful that I have a job and I am employed, but I don't know if anyone else can relate. If you're an artist, it's like you feel like it's not worth it to be, you know, like making money and having a job and having a career if it has literally nothing to do with you and your interests, you know? But again, I don't want to sound ungrateful because I feel like a lot of people can't even find jobs. A lot of people have to move home, but it's like, I told myself that's not an option, but it's like, it could have been. I was just too scared to make that an option. I have no idea what to do with this. Like, it'll just stick up by itself. Great, yay. Anyways, yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm kind of just trying to figure things out behind the scenes. I also restarted therapy with a therapist that I talked to last year, and I had a 30-minute session with her yesterday, and she was like, let me be so direct. This is my advice. And I'm like, period, like, thank you. She recommended that I don't just, like, move home to Windsor and, like, not do anything. She was like, we know that where you are right now is not where you want to be, and actively try and change that. And it's okay if you need the time to go home, but don't make that like the actual next step. It could be like the in-between to figure things out, but don't let that actually be what your next step is. And I was like, real. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and give a little update. You could probably see it from my other videos, how I've been feeling since I've come back. But yeah, stay safe.